Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. It's John with the Grand Creation, and I'm here with my best friend and client, Rene. Okay, fine, not best friend. He likes that way too much. I got to turn it down, right? But I'm here today with him. I want to interview him because he's been having some success, unfortunately, inside my program. As much as I've tried, as hard as I could, to try and get him to fail, he just won't, and it sucks, He just has to go around and succeed and all that bullshit. So I'm going to be interviewing him today to figure out what specifically he's been doing. What are the habits? What are the things that he's thinking he's doing on a daily basis? What are the perspective shifts that maybe he's made that you can implement in your life, so that way you can get similar results. So you can make more money, more connections, more opportunities easier, because that's what he told me he's been getting. But I'll let him tell you that. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I just wanted to be scammed, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, I know. I tried really hard. Because a scam is whenever you pay money and you don't get what you asked for, right? And I really tried to not give you what you asked for, and it just didn't work. It sucked. Aside from that failure, if we look at the last 30 days, Renee, stop clicking. Okay, I can hear your
I got a
fucking mouse.
call and was hanging up.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. Okay, so income from the past 30 days. And if you want to use July's income and then also August's income, because we're almost done with August, what has your income been the past 2 months?
July 19K,
Okay.
and this month on my offer it took a huge dip, but on my company it took a huge all-time high,
Yeah.
and on my companies I've closed. I mean, on revenue I have 22K for the company, and on cash collected I have like 7K.
Okay. And then in your sales role,
And my sales role, I have like 5K.
5K. Cool. And so you're looking at least 12 grand cash, which will probably pan out to be 8.5 grand income, since you have a business partner, if I'm
Yeah,
understanding that
kind
right.
of.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we'll say around there. Sweet. So last month you hit 19 grand, and obviously a lot of other things have come up, a lot of extenuating circumstances. Things changed. Marketing and all that kind of stuff can change. But if we're looking at originally, so I think this is like 5 months ago whenever we started working together. If we go all the way back, whenever I was messaging you on Facebook and you're like, I don't want to talk to this guy. Fuck you.
You were harassing me, but all
Yeah, I
good.
know. Yeah, that's what I would do. I was telling sweet nothings, and you're whispering them into your ear. But if we look back at what we were doing then, we were having a chat. I think I got you on a call for a market research call. What were your challenges back then? What were the main things that were plaguing you in your sales career and in life?
First of all, I didn't have clarity of where I'm going with my sales career. I would just focus it on clearing my debt and change like my immediate life. And I was on an offer that uh, has too much control of my input. Like I needed to follow a certain script. The culture was great. I mean, the manager was great, and the other closers were great. But some things around that offer, like, made me feel like smaller in comparison to the rest of my career. So I work with you around the detachment that I need to have on that offer. So when I got let go from that one, everything started to just increase in time, from opportunities to network to net worth to my inner state. Because one of the biggest shifts that I had in the past when I started my career was like a clear intention of I'm gonna crush this shit. I don't care about anything else. But then everything started to become numbers in my head. So I started living inside of my head around the numbers that I should be getting instead of just having the same attitude and intention when I started closing. And the same level of hunger, of course. So everything started changing when I realized that everything that is happening in my life, it's either that I produce it or I'm just bitching out about something that I don't like that is not on my hands.
Got it. Sweet. I'm taking notes at the same time, if you can't tell. So whenever we were talking, I was harassing you. What were your initial skepticisms and I don't know about this guy that kind of came up whenever you saw my content or engaged me in conversation?
No, honestly, the true hesitation for me was maybe the miscommunication because I wanted to connect with you to ask you questions around having a vision board. Because on the offer that I was in, it's like, hey, create a vision board for you, it would be cool. And you just appear out of nowhere saying that you have like the vision board stuff. So it's like, all right, let's connect. And but honestly, I didn't have the intention to join anything because I didn't knew you have like a mentorship. I knew like, hey, maybe this guy can just craft a cool vision board for me so I can buy that in the future. So that was the only hesitation because honestly, everything around mindset came afterwards. Because for me, you were the vision board guy, not a mindset coach per se.
Got it. And once you found out that I was the mindset coach guy, what skepticisms did you have then?
Oh no, not really. Remember that we have the podcast that I have
Oh, yeah.
recorded, and then it's like I asked you, hey, can you we just work together? Now that I understand what you do, it sounds like something that I need. That's it.
Do you remember what your initial goal was that I shamed on that podcast?
No, honestly not.
You said, I want to hit 10 grand a month. I would love to do that. And I'm like, dog, that's some pussy shit. That's such a small goal. You need to have 100 grand a month goal for income. And that's whenever you ended the podcast and you're like, hey, and I was like, oh, this is cool. But that's what I remember from our conversation. And you hit that recently.
Yeah, I mean, I had an 11K month, then the 19K month, and now if I have a dip on the offer that I'm into, it's because I leave the management position, but I got another management position that is part of the new revenue because they pay us 5K to start, and we're getting 11% of the cash collected now, and I'm getting 11% of every close. However, I'm not there yet because we're building the systems.
Right.
So I know that that lack of focus and concentration in just one point is having me having less money inside of the offer that I'm currently in. So it's a short-term sacrifice to make this transition. So I'm aware of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not here to coach you on this call. But and then for everybody watching at home, you are always going to have a dip in income whenever your focus is split. If you're doing multiple offers, if you're doing anything like that, you are like a laser, and whenever you're spreading all of your light, your energy thin, then you turn into a fucking flashlight, right? Which isn't very exciting. You want to be more like the Death Star, with your energy. So whenever we were originally talking and hanging out, I know we did the podcast, kind of a very unconventional way to get started together. But what were your initial objections? What were you objecting to in your mind before you decided, hey, I want to work with this guy?
Honestly, it's about budget because I don't know why, but honestly, when I started out in sales, I was broke, like flat broke. I was planning to sell my car to leave the job, have some budget to spend to my monthly expenses, and just keep going with this career. But I couldn't sell it, so I just quit it. And I don't know why, but you and my other mentor is Cameron. You both offer me like, hey man, I can be flexible with you to start working with me. So my only objection was finances. That's it. Like, hey, I wish I could, but I can't. It's like, hey, you can if I say this. Yeah, I can. I can then.
Got it. Well, as you said, I mean, I asked the questions because my next question's on my list of questions. All right, is what handled those specific skepticisms and what handled those specific objections?
I
Did you?
mean, just the perspective, because I didn't know that you could be open to work with me, and I'm not like a. I love to negotiate with people, but I'm not saying like, hey, if you had a 10K program, can I start with 200? I mean, I'm not that
Yeah, yeah,
at that point of my career in negotiation yet, but since you start opening up that route, it's like, hey, we can maybe split it up in terms that you may like want it, and we can just make maybe 1 2 months working together, and then we make the upgrades. Like, hey, I don't need the option to the upgrade. Let's start with the same contract, but let me start slow.
yeah.
And as soon as I'm start hitting results, I will just start sending more money.
Right, and it's like it's an investment. Like you're the stock, and I'm investing in you in that moment, right? And because for everybody in the rafters who hasn't been paying attention, a lot of it's about intention, and I wouldn't do that for somebody who didn't have intention, and that's one thing that Rene has had. You know, sure we all get distracted and all that kind of stuff, but he's had intention to win, right? And whenever like he gets feedback, he actually applies it. And that's where people usually fail, is they keep making the same mistakes over and over again. They don't fix it. They don't make the improvement. They act like they do, right? So I wanted to commend you for that, because most people suck at that. Like they can't set a strong intention, and you intended, and then you went and got the result,
Yeah,
right?
and even when I stopped having an intention, it's because I misunderstood something that we talked about, because I had a confusion between intention and infatuation. So it's like I was afraid to set an intention because it's like, oh damn, I'm having wishes again and stuff. But then I understood like having an intention is just determination, and then you forgot about it and you empty your mind and you start just working towards it without thinking around the idea and the feeling of achieving it. That's
Yeah,
the main difference.
not all serious, just focused. But my question after that is, why did you buy? Because you're the one who approached me after the podcast. You were like, how the fuck do I work with you? You ended the recording. You're like, I don't want to fucking wait. And that's what you said. So why did you feel compelled to have that conversation and approach me in that way?
Honestly, because if you cannot, as a closer, if you cannot apply the same questions that you're making to your prospects, to yourself, you sucked. So it's like, what happened if I just keep going without having clarity on my actual specific goals, and just like walking as a zombie in between the space trying to find a perfect role to hit more than 10K every time, every month. But I figuring out that by myself maybe will cost me 1 2 years, and that's a lot of energy and time and money. So I just prefer to invest, because I've been broke most of my life, most of it. So I'm not afraid to be that. And if I'm just betting on myself, I can die happily. If I bet all my life in myself and I failed, it's like, well, I did it all.
Died trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. What would you tell someone who is on the fence about like buying and getting involved with what's now called? It wasn't called this when you got started, but Mental Maverick Academy. What would you tell someone who is on the fence?
If you're on defense, it's because you recognize that you have deep issues within yourself. So grow some balls. If not, you won't be interested. But
Yeah.
if you're on the fence, it's because you recognize that you have a problem and you're procrastinating on it. So just do it.
Anything else?
Pros and both.
Gross and balls. All right. What if it's a woman?
Do we need this conversation now? Be brave, lady. Be
Yeah.
brave. That's it.
Yeah. Be brave. I don't know. I don't know. So let's see here. Okay. When once you bought, right? When did you feel you had received the value necessary to justify the investment?
I'll say in the first 2 months
Okay. Why?
because of the regulation you gave me on the support. Because first I dropped too many charges, so I became careless. I couldn't
Hmm.
care less about anything. So I took a trip to Colombia, and I was just building my business with no money in the bank, but I was chill. Like, money will come, fuck it. And then it's like, hey, man, now that you don't have to charge, it's okay that you don't feel bad about this, but either way, you need to change it. It's like, that's that's real. So I start like finding the balance. But you work like with the uh, auxiliary wheels on the bike for me on the beginning. So then you took them off, and I just keep riding with my own balance. And every time that something happened and I talk to you, it's a different level of a problem. For example, when I had this issue with the business owner, that it's just a plain um, fucking with me about not keeping a word and changing numbers and all the stuff. It was a deeper problem and a more real problem than my problems from before, that was more like an illusion. So every time that I had a different problem of a different level, uh, it's surprisingly the same method to solve them every time.
So you're telling me life is simple? Is that what you're saying? It's not all complicated?
Yeah, it's just boring sometimes when you're doing the same. That's it. That's a complicated part to do every time. It's like, all right, again, the same thing. But it is like that.
Yeah, I mean that's a challenge, but what can we do? If it was
I
exciting
mean,
all the time, it'd be
something
like
that
being on
you
cocaine.
suggest me to do that helped me out with the boredom is to be more present in other beings' life, like as my dogs, my girlfriend, my friends when I'm with them. So the mission from now on to drop like more charges immediately is to be locked in the present. That's it. Because on our generation and from then to the younger ones, we do have like issues from the racing to get like laser focus and attention and to be present for other people and to be an active listener, because we all have some deep distractions when we were kids, like being all dumb into the TV, like not thinking anything, and then when people talk to us, it's like, man, I had that issue. But correcting that, I'm not on the perfect spot yet, but correcting that is helping me out because it kept me out of my head. And when you are out of your head, it's hard to get charged, to get weight, to walk with weight. So right now, the only time that I create weight on me is because I'm reacting to something on the external life that it's messing up with me. But those are just tests, but are not like self inflicted as before.
Self-inflicted what?
The charges before, I was just creating charges for free.
Yeah.
Now when I have a charge, I'm not justifying them, but it's like, oh, I had a charge now because I have this issue with this person who did something wrong that I need to
Right. It's
correct.
it's it's things now. Now it's less of you're the problem, and that's solving the problems that other people are imposing. It's basically handling third dynamic. So your group of people, you're handling, your managers and shit now because you handled a lot of yourself. Now you're able to expand. That's what I'm hearing from what you're saying.
Exactly that.
Okay, cool. Now, what are your favorite parts of the program?
Honestly, the one-on-ones.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you like about those?
That I know that for the one-on-one, I need to have specific wins, specific challenges, so I can get my weekly corrections and stay in balance. Because
Right.
if I just keep going without thinking that one-on-one session will change my month, then I'm crazy. Those
Right.
one-on-ones are for to support the 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 race of my career on the mid and long term. If I apply what you say.
Yeah, you know. That's required sometimes. Is there anything else that you like or enjoy or you found
I do
helpful?
like the karmic reversal tool. The other ones I don't like it that much. But I'm not saying they're not functional. I'm just saying about my preferences. So don't
Yeah,
hear me
no.
out on this one.
We can
You
pick
need
out
to use
favorites.
them
It's all right.
all.
Yeah, I understand. What do you like about the karmic reversal tool?
That, for example, when I clear up something around the opportunities, it's permanent. Now I have opportunities every month. People coming to me saying, "Hey, help me out with this." It's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna charge you. That's okay.
Do you
All right,
feel like
cool.
that came from using the tool, though?
Yeah. And the other thing that I do like, if you don't go deep enough, it make you repeat yourself till you land it. Because for example, I'm still having issues with people not coming prepared, and I know that maybe I didn't go as deep as I needed on my own life to clean that up like in full. So
Yeah,
every
that's a
time
really
that
good
something
piece
reappears,
of
like
data.
I did it wrong.
That's awesome. That's a great fucking takeaway. Shit, dude. That's awesome. Okay, so karmic reversal is your favorite.
Yeah.
Have you gotten any value from? Because in the beginning, you're using a lot of the level the field tool, and for everybody at home, karmic reversal is for reversing flows and taking full responsibility for things in your life. So reversing a flow, if you have a lack of opportunity, it might cause an influx, an improvement in opportunity, where more opportunity flows to you instead of away from you, as an example. And then the level of field tool is meant for fear, doubt, and desire. So you're able to plug those things in and it helps level those out. So, in terms of the level of field tool, have you gotten any kind of value from that as well,
Yeah.
even if it's not your
Yeah.
favorite?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I still need to clear something up, but most of the time now I'm fearless. Not saying to brag, but saying like logically, I don't feel like fear to go to the next level or to invest in myself or to challenge people or to say what is on my mind or to just maybe get mad at something because I'm a madman. I don't
Yeah,
know.
me too.
However, on the desire side, I have some skeletons on the closet that I need to clean up. I know it, but are
On the
on
what
that
side?
secondary uh,
You
on
said on the
desire,
design. Okay, I got it. Okay,
but
cool.
because with money now I don't have desires with money at all. It's that just like I have projections, I have numbers, I have data, so I can just plug myself into a journey where I'm predicting my income based on how am I getting better. But
Yeah.
I don't have like the desire. Oh, I want the 100K amount. It will come. That's it. But other kind of desires, yeah, we're not gonna dive into it now. But yeah, I
No,
need
I
to.
understand. Yeah, that'll come with time as well. But on the desire for money, because it's a lot of things. That's a big thing that salespeople deal with. Do you feel like that was a problem before you started using the tools?
Yeah, I was desiring to have money. Like that was a strong desire. Like money, money, money. Because I want to solve. Like to get some weight out of my shoulders for paying debts. But the fun fact is like for me to solve my debts, I went into deeper depths, but for
Yeah.
myself. I invest in coaches. So
Right.
I was already in debt, got that improvement on my income based on the return on the investment that I did, and I start paying out the other ones.
Got it. If
Still,
you,
still, I'm not still debt free,
yeah,
but I'm
me
just
neither.
a couple of steps like short.
Yeah, baby steps though. I mean, look, like this is like 5 or 6 months in. I think we're at. I'd say the fact that you've been able to get to a point to where you can pay off debt. A lot of people are in sales for a long time and never get to that point. So that's a fucking win. That's awesome. Um, if somebody, if you were advising someone, you're like, hey, I think you should join John's program, but they could only do it on debt. Would you advise them to do the same thing, or something similar to what you did?
Yeah.
Where, okay, why?
So they can start seeing money as something that is not abundant. I mean, in reality, money got printed out every day. So why don't you have it? So just go ahead and burn the money that you have, and more will come.
Yeah,
I'm not saying burning it like alcohol,
I am.
party, and
Go
stuff.
ahead, put it in a pile and burn it. Because if you can waste it, you can have it. You know, if you're
Yeah,
afraid to
indeed,
waste it.
this month of the 19K, I just spent them all, but in having a better camera, having a better. I start buying some. How do you say the this fucking shit that is made from wood? That you have furniture. I start buying
Oh,
furniture for
furniture.
my
Yeah,
house.
yeah. No, I
I
don't even know
repair
what that word is. So,
I repaired my car because it was broken in some parts. So I raised my standard in everything that I was doing.
fuck yeah.
And I didn't save a penny at all. I put everything on my career and on my health. I just buy supplements. I bought better food. I changed my clothes. So it's like I'm
For
just
the
gonna.
first time since starting the program, he hasn't changed his clothes once. He's the same pair of clothes the whole time.
Yeah,
Didn't even
I just
shower.
have
No.
one sock.
One sock. One
You're
sock.
not two, one.
Yeah. So, okay, sweet. So, what are your most meaningful wins since joining?
I mean, first of all, I'll say it's the fact that you can weaponize your mind towards uh, self cleaning. Like you can clean yourself up. Sometimes I didn't even use tools, but since I knew the principles of them, as I told you, sometimes I came in, I had a chart, and when I was cooking, I was just reverse engineer the chart, and it's done. The chart is gone.
Yeah.
So understanding that everything is within myself, it was like the most important win, because all the tools that you have as humans sometimes was just inside of other people's mind, and it came to reality because of other people's brain. That's it. So knowing that is like, okay, just by being aware of myself, every time that I'm developing a charge, maybe I can just catch it and kill it.
Yeah. And for everybody who doesn't know, a charge is just unwanted, harmful energy. It could be fear, doubt, procrastination. It could be, some shit from when you were a kid, or anxiety on sales calls, just whatever it is. So whenever we're talking about mental charge, it's just the energy that those emotions hold. Right? Whenever you feel fear, you kind of feel it in your body. It's kind of like an electric charge in your body. Right, and that's what we're referring to. It's something I've gotten from people like Frederick Dodson or something like that. A lot of people use that term because it actually holds its own mental charge. It has an actual electrical charge that you can measure whenever you have an emotion. So that's what we're referring to for whenever you hear him say charge, just so you know what the fuck he's talking about. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to recommend the Grand Creation and Mental Maverick Academy to your
I mean 10. I
friends.
brought you to my trainees so they can buy. How can it be 10?
That's fair. Let's see. Is there anything you'd like to say or ask or add in before we end the recording?
One day I will close for you and I will
I
manage your
appreciate it.
sales team.
Well, I,
That's
I
it.
don't I appreciate it. Um, I might need that sometime soon here because it seems like things are picking up. But other than that, is there anything else you'd like to say or ask before we
Yeah,
wrap up this meeting?
you're my friend. Besides being my coach, you're my friend. That's something that I appreciate a lot because not all the mentors become friends.
What is different about it for you? How is that different for you? Why is that meaningful?
Because I can get one-on-one support in deep and personal stuff, which sometimes require to be a friend or sometimes not. But when you're a friend, you took the time to get to know me, so then you can prescribe something that it's towards my person, not like something generic. It's like, just grow some balls, as I suggested to other people because
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know them.
Right. So it's the I call it interest. And what I'm hearing is you feel like I have an interest in you, not just an interest in okay, cool, this is another guy I'm putting through my conveyor belt, but rather like there's an intention to see you to actually do better. Like Rene, not just some nameless face, but Rene specifically. You. That's what I'm hearing, and I appreciate you sharing that with me. You're my friend too, and I I see. I was about to say prized possession. You're not possession, but like I like to see. You're like my. I like to have trophy friends. You know how you have a trophy wife. I like to have trophy friends, people who I can share and show off, and that's one of my selfish desires in the program is I have a lot of cool people who I can create. Take from that place where you start, where there's all the fears and the doubts and all that shit, and make you more you. And that's who I get to hang out with now. I get to hang out with the real Rene, not the Rene that's coated in fear and all that shit. And I'm actually talking to a being that's in there, right? It's not
Yeah,
just a body. Rene is the name of this guy's body, right? But this is just a being we're talking to.
yeah.
And
And for me personally, it wasn't that much about fear, but desire and stress of that desire not being fulfilled at the time that I wanted to be.
right. And that freaks you out. Do you feel like things come to you faster when you have less desire?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I still need to detach myself because sometimes when my partner's like, hey, we're gonna go hit that number, it's like, then I hold myself up, say, all right, I just set the intention, but I'm not gonna compromise myself emotionally to that number.
Yeah.
I
That's
just know
putting.
that we're hitting it because in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we have a 22K revenue out of the blue, without ads, without just people coming to us like, hey, that would be cool. Can you train my team, for example, or can you manage this? So we start negotiating, and boom, now we have clients.
Yeah. And is it hard?
No, the only thing that is hard for me is to keep a structure and boring day because I used to be like an explorer when I was a kid and having random days just going to the hills and with no plans. But that challenge is just because I'm not used to it. But now I'm getting used to it. Is every day is kind of easier.
Sweet. Well, what a
Now I have
shame.
some routines. I start my day with a walk, then I just go to the gym, and then I start my day.
Sounds like a good life.
Yep.
And you get to travel too. You've been traveling recently too, so that's been pretty cool. So I get to live vicariously through you and all of your travels.
Yeah.
But is there anything else that you'd like to say before we wrap it up, or ask, or force upon people, if you'd like?
Uh, no, I feel like we cover everything at least on my end. Um, and just for you to know, I'm still human with John. I mean, I tripped a lot of time with my duties, and I got called out. So it wasn't we're not sharing like a perfect road. It still was a roller coaster because that's what you're hiring someone because you're not on a linear path. You're like on a zigzag, and you need someone to straight you up. So it wasn't like straight from the get go. So just expect that.
Yeah, it's the hard part is you because every time you go off track, then you always have to get smacked back, and either you're gonna get smacked back by life, or you're gonna get smacked back by somebody before you get smacked by life. Those are
And the
really your
second one is
two
the best.
options. Yeah, right. It saves a lot of time, a lot of pain. Okay, cool. Last time. Anything else you'd like to say or ask before we wrap it up?
No, we're good.
All right, sweet. Well, I appreciate you doing it. I'm going to end the recording. And if you guys have any questions or want to reach out to either one of us, Rene, before I actually end the recording, can you tell people what you do, your business?
Oh, right now I'm in between. I'm on the transition from being just a closer to start managing teams. Right now I'm just closing, and all the clients that I have, I just negotiate such high uh, cash collected for my team that I just hire another manager so I can just understand how they work before me going all in.
Sure. So he'll make sure you're taken care of if he doesn't have the skills, which is what I screamed at him about 2.5 hours ago. Because I was like, I want to make sure that we're doing that, stay in ethics whenever we're doing business, you know. But Rene is a good guy. I can tell you he's going to be ethical because if he's not, I'll whoop his ass. So if you need to hire him for something, I'd recommend him. And I appreciate your time. Thank you for putting in the work. Most people don't. And if you guys have any questions, you know how to reach me on Facebook in the DMs for anything you need. I'm happy to help. And other than that, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's make some money and make some magic happen. So let me end this.